All right, let's sing one that we all know. You probably don't need to get your hymnals out. We'll sing, why don't we start with the drone? Barbara, can I have a... Have you noticed who's playing piano this morning? A little more about that. This is Barbara's idea. She's like, we should do a switcheroo service. It's like, okay, that sounds like fun. Yeah, right. She wanted a week off of sermon writing. So, meditation on breathing. Here we go. Sing with me. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Again. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe. One more time. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. When I breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace.
When I breathe out,
I'll breathe out love.
when I breathe in,
When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace.
when I breathe out,
When I'll breathe out, I'll breathe out love. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Thank you, Reverend Barbara. That was a viol, which is a predecessor of the cello, correct? And incorrect. So she said if you want to know more about that instrument and its history, she's happy to talk to you after the service. Good morning, and welcome to the Boulder Valley Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. I'm Tad Koriath. My pronouns are he, him, and I'm honored to be your service leader this morning. You may recognize me from such places as usually sit over there. I'm joined today by Service Associate Mary Gibb. Today's music is provided by our chamber choir and our Reverend Barbara Coeyman on piano and on her viola da gamba. Today's tech team is Paula Zimmerman, Karen Griglak, and Deborah Mensch. Our Sunday support person from the Caring Council is Imzia Charteri. Did I pronounce that correctly? Mizia Chitari. Thank you. Each of you, whether here in the room or joining us online, are welcome here today. Our welcome words today are the lyrics of my recent favorite choral piece, Love is Welcome Here, by Catherine Dalton and Joe Davis. Love is welcome here. Love, only love is welcome here. Kindness is welcome here. Only kindness, loving kindness is welcome here. So bring your pain, bring your sorrow, bring your hope, bring your fear, and we will wrap our loving arms around you, because love is welcome here. Here you are given the permission you may not have even given yourself to show up and be your most authentic self. You can cry here. You can take your time here. To be you is not a crime here. We are all divine here. We shine brighter when we all shine here. We rise higher when we all rise here. We practice being kind here. We celebrate the fact that we are still alive here. Love, only love is welcome here. You can make mistakes here. No guilt, blame, or shame here. There's only grace here. We know you by name here. We've been waiting for you. We're so glad you came here. We hope that you stay here. All that you are can be reclaimed and embraced here, because love, only love, is welcome here today. Welcome. If you're new and on Zoom, check out the links in the chat to help you get connected. Those in person can stop by the welcome table in our foyer or for fellowship information in our newcomer form. There's also a QR code in the back of the hymnal you can scan for this information. If you would like to view a simple order of service for today's service on your phone, please scan the QR code up there on the screens now. Or if you're on Zoom, you can click the link in the chat. If you're joining us on Zoom, please feel free to greet each other in the Zoom chat. And if you're a newcomer, let us know so we can greet you. We love to know who's new among us. Those of you in the sanctuary, please now take a moment and greet your neighbor. Hi, everybody. How are you all? Good morning, everyone. Okay, please join me now as Mary lights our chalice in our chalice lighting words. We light this chalice for the warmth of love, the light of truth, and the energy of action. And now I'll sing our bowl again, inviting us to draw you deeper into the present moment and this, our beloved community. Today's service I've called Impressions of Impermanence. So we're going to be talking a lot about transience and change and holding on and letting go. So I'd like to start with this beautiful poem by Mary Oliver, which may be familiar to many of you. I know I've heard it here before myself. In Blackwater Woods. Look, the trees are turning their own bodies into pillars of light, are giving off the rich fragrance of cinnamon and fulfillment. The long tapers of cattails are bursting and floating away over the blue shoulders of the ponds. And every pond, no matter what its name is nameless now. Every year, everything I have ever learned in my lifetime leads back to this: the fires and the black river of loss, whose other side is salvation, whose meaning none of us will ever know. To live in this world, you must be able to do three things: to love what is mortal, to hold it against your bones, knowing your own life depends on it, and when the time comes to let it go, to let it go.
And now I invite us into our time of community connection, our time of sacred sharing. If you're on Zoom and you'd like to share a joy or concern, please type into the chat window, sending it to everyone, and let us know briefly what is in your heart today. Deborah will read out loud what you share, and Tad will add a stone to our sacred waters on your behalf. For the people who are facing loss of food and health care in our country, for those who are unsure of where they will spend the night, for unrest throughout the world, please drop stones. Thank you. I'd like to invite us into a moment of silence, holding these sorrows and joys of our beloved community in your heart. Today we'll extend our silence during the music, so no singing at this point. Please remain seated. Each week, we remind ourselves of the abundance of our lives and this community by giving half of our plate away to those organizations that share our values. Today, the half plate is for the Gilbert Fund, BVUUF's Social Justice Reserve. These funds support our ongoing efforts across many areas of fellowship life. Our Social Justice Council activities recently have included the Crop Hunger Walk, hosting the Arapaho and Southern Cheyenne delegations this summer at BVUUF, and the Youth Spaces Project, the Latinx Youth Support Group. There are frequently new and invigorating activities to join that are seeking justice for all. These activities are more successful because of your generosity. You can text your donation at the number on the screen, or if you are at the fellowship today, place a donation in the offering plate as it passes. Please give generously, as you so often do.
For the work of the fellowship, bringing love, reason, justice, and compassion to the world, and for the Gilbert Fund, we dedicate these offerings. Thank you. Thank you, Chamber Choir. I love working with the Chamber Choir. My goodness. So lucky. So lucky. A few weeks ago, I had an unexpected, beautiful experience while petting my dog, Millie. It was late in the evening. We were on our blue couch in our favorite corner of the living room, surrounded by our favorite plants. I was slowly stroking her caramel-colored coat. I was relaxed, not really thinking about anything in particular. She was still next to me, staring out her favorite window, keeping watch in case anybody happened to walk by that needed to be barked at. Then very suddenly and very clearly, I felt as though I was experiencing this tender moment with my dog as if it were a memory. as if from the vantage point of the future, a future when I no longer had her, and I was remembering this lovely moment from the past of petting her on the couch. This odd shift in perception was imbued with a sense of longing and loss and tenderness and nostalgia and deep appreciation for this dog, who I love very much, and that I felt very clearly would one day not be here. While sitting there petting Millie, I was at the same time experiencing her absence. Maybe there was a little out-of-body experience to it as well, seeing the scene of the two of us there from the outside of myself even. But it felt real and true and meaningful and valuable, and I was grateful for it. But I wondered, what was this? What had just happened? Many of us, I'm sure, have experienced déjà vu, the sense of having already experienced a present situation. Surely this strange, time-bending experience I had had with Millie had a name and has happened to others. I wanted to find out. Sure enough, a couple of quick online searches later, and I had some interesting results. Maybe some of you are familiar with these terms I came across, but they were new to me. The first one, anticipatory nostalgia. Has anybody heard of this? A few of you maybe? Anticipatory nostalgia. The most concise definition I found, missing the present before it is gone. Yeah, technically accurate, a little dry. This next definition is feels a little better. The phrase anticipatory nostalgia describes looking at the present through the lens of the future, recognizing that a moment is precious and will someday be a memory. For example, a parent might feel anticipatory nostalgia while watching their child play, knowing that this phase of their life will pass. Yes, but maybe that's a bit intellectual, I don't know, a bit conceptual. I didn't feel like I was recognizing this moment with Millie. I was experiencing and feeling this moment with Millie. Maybe I'm splitting soft caramel-colored hairs here, but there is a slight difference in flavor, I think, between those two. In any case, I felt that I was on to something and enjoyed stumbling into this Google rabbit hole of language and emotion, and into foreign languages and cultures as well. I was led to a Substack site by Tiffany Watts-Smith. Substack is just a place where you can self-publish blog posts and newsletters and essays and things like that. A Substack site by Tiffany Watts-Smith called That Future Feeling. She describes herself as a historian of emotions, which, that's cool. Similar to another cool job field that I found through these searches, psychological anthropologist. I want to be that when I grow up. So anyway, in her article entitled On Anticipatory Nostalgia, Tiffany Watts-Smith writes, as humans, we experience many apparently contradictory feelings at once. The people of Ifaluk, who live on a tiny coral atoll in the Pacific, speak of fago. This concept describes a powerful desire to care for someone, yet also being haunted by a strong sense that one day that person will die. It combines tenderness with a sense of the fragility of existence, compassion with grief. And yes, what I felt was definitely a combination of things: a longing, a sense of loss, also with deep care and compassion and appreciation of the preciousness of the time I get to spend with Millie. This was also a good reminder that typically emotions are not monochromatic. Human feelings are not simple, singular states, but are rich and layered, capable of existing simultaneously in contradictory forms. Okay, one more term from another culture that maybe gets closest to capturing what I felt, I think. This one is Japanese, and forgive me if I mispronounce this. Mono no aware. Has anyone heard of this? Mono no aware. Two definitions for this one. It describes the beauty of life's transience, a wistful feeling. Mono no aware is sometimes described as a sigh for the impermanence of life. These words recognize the bittersweet combination of connection and loss. And the last definition, mono no aware, a concept that describes the bittersweet feeling and poignant beauty of life's transience. It is the gentle sadness at the impermanence of things, which encourages a deeper appreciation for the present. So that's it, I think, impermanence. I'd simply had, as the Buddhists might say, a flash of insight into the true nature of reality, which is that nothing lasts. Things are always in a constant state of arising, abiding for a little while, and then falling away. Or another way to say this is that everything changes. So on a side note, and in the spirit of full disclosure, about 10 years ago, I completed a master's degree in Indo-Tibetan Buddhist studies at Naropa University, a Buddhist-inspired school in Boulder. Have you heard of Naropa University? I think some of us, I have some fellow grads, we have some fellow Naropa grads in the house today. So for some years, I was very serious about meditation and Buddhist philosophy and all that. But for a variety of reasons over the last decade, I've gradually sat on the cushion less and less. I haven't attended many Dharma talks or read too many Dharma books. I was content not really engaging with the practices until a couple of months ago. My wife Emily and I started a regular sitting practice together. We'd read a few paragraphs out loud from a Buddhist book in order to turn our mind towards Dharma, as the saying goes. And then we'd sit for 30 minutes, watching the breath, noticing thoughts when they arise, trying to let them go and not get carried away by them. At any rate, maybe this recent return to practice and meditative marination had loosened up my mind a bit and primed my spiritual pump, as it were, to have this Millie experience. So impermanence, a concept that I'd studied a lot previously, but I hadn't really sat with or thought about much in a dedicated way for a long time. But here it was, dropping into my psyche from seemingly out of nowhere. This isn't a difficult concept to grasp. Everybody knows and can likely accept on some level that things change. Nothing stays the same. Our bodies age, our relationships change, landscapes change, societies change, church systems change. To use another well-known phrase, change is the only constant. And we all know intellectually that we're going to go through the biggest change of all, that from life to death. We just somehow, way deep back there on some delusional subconscious level, and maybe this is just me, think that maybe, just maybe, I'm exempt. But at least maybe we behave that way sometimes, right? Or we just simply avoid thinking about it or talking about change and death. It's too morbid. Let's just focus on the positive. But then, inevitably, at some point, we'll be faced with loss. I haven't suffered the losses yet of any close family members. Both my parents are alive and well, as are my siblings. I've not lost any really close friends, and I consider myself very lucky. But I do remember when my father lost his father. I was in college when Grandpa finally succumbed to his heart ailments. My dad was the one that found him in his condo when he didn't show up for our regular Sunday meal together. Dad let us know. I remember going over to the condo to meet my dad there. Grandpa was on his back on the kitchen floor, his mouth open, did not look like Grandpa at all. I put my hand on his chest. And my dad, staring at us, almost staring past us, he said, "He was a good daddy." My dad has always been a very controlled, put-together, responsible, accomplished man, motivated by his interests, his career, and I would say the status that it afforded. He loved his family and was excited and happy for us when we did well, especially in an arena of activity that he valued. But in the words of my mom, he was never particularly interested in people. We were, in many ways, pretty much on our own. He loved his gadgets, still does, his tinkering, building things, and enjoying a well put together, properly functioning, efficient gizmo of one kind or another. That brings him great pleasure. One of his favorite expressions is, "Oh, good goods, good goods." So when his dad died, for about a month afterwards, he softened. He wasn't this same guy that I'd grown up with. He slowed. He looked at us more carefully when we were speaking to him. He seemed to be listening a little more fully. He lingered with us a bit more, not as quick to get back to whatever project he was working on. He felt a little less like Dad the Island, a self-contained, self-satisfied entity that only wished the same for the rest of us. He felt less like that and more like a member of the family. Of course, this tenderness brought on by him coming face to face with impermanence slowly abated, and his usual habits and patterns of mind began to reassert themselves. The distance between us returned. Maybe this is what's called healing. If so, sorry. If so, I wish he could have stayed a little wounded a little longer. But we don't need to wait for a death in the family to be cracked open, or hope for a lovely moment with a dog. We can tend to our own cracking. Doesn't Buddhism say something like, "Be a crack unto yourselves"? Maybe I'm getting that wrong. And yes, it usually is true, as Joni Mitchell points out, that we don't know what we've got till it's gone, but it doesn't have to be that way. We can know what we've got before it's gone. By knowing, by remembering, internalizing that one day it will be gone. Back to petting Millie on the couch, feeling that sense of mono no aware, a deep connection and appreciation with sadness for the inevitable loss at the same time. So a familiarity with impermanence, both intellectually and non-conceptually, which is usually cultivated through meditation, is a fundamental part of Buddhism. Western Dharma teacher and author Joseph Goldstein, maybe some of you recognize this name, we have some of his books in our little library. He says that a deeper and more profound understanding of impermanence is key to the whole Buddhist path. And the most effective way, the teachers say, is to start by simply observing how things are in a constant state of change. In your day-to-day life, but especially in meditation. There is a constant flow of information and sensation coming at us from the outside world, as well as up from within us. It's like, okay, so what? Why is seeing that so important? Well, this why has been thought and written about by Buddhists for 2,500 years. The answers are vast and profound, but I'll try to give you a quick distillation. Along with the help of Joseph Goldstein, I turn to him. So because understanding that all things are temporary, that they have no static, fixed identity, including all the aspects of what we think make us who we are, allows us to tend to want to hold on to them less, to grasp for them less, to cling on to them less, to become attached to them less. And this grasping and this clinging and this holding and this attachment this strong desire for things we want them to remain the same. We want to have some reference point. That is what Buddhists say is the primary cause of our suffering. And releasing that and accepting that things are temporary allows us to relax. We can carry ourselves a little more lightly. We can be in the world with a little more ease. We can live with less suffering, says the Buddha. And once we do this, compassion will then naturally arise. We are better able to see past our own fixed self-centeredness and connect with those concerns of others. We see and appreciate the beautiful fragility of life more easily and more often, and are inspired to want to do good and act with kindness while we have a chance. And that's it. That's it. That's all I have to say. Thank you for listening. I'm very grateful to have this opportunity to speak to you today. Yeah, I'm grateful. But I would like to end with one more piece of music for you. I'd like to invite chamber choir, come on back up. So this piece we're about to do is called Passages. It's by the composer and vocalist Meredith Monk. Has anybody heard of Meredith Monk? She's a few of us, a very avant-garde, experimental composer and vocalist. This is from her album called Impermanence. I was going to make a slide with the lyrics, but the lyrics are E. So I thought that would be stupid. Some words from the liner notes of the album. Impermanence is a non-narrative musical meditation on the themes of death, loss, and the fragility of human life. In a way, making a piece about impermanence is an impossible task, writes Monk. One can only brush upon aspects of it, conjure up the sensation that everything is in flux, everything constantly changes, and we can't hold on to anything. The overall tone in Impermanence and this piece Passages is melancholic but contemplative. Yeah. believe what we do next is sing a closing hymn. Okay, thank you.
It's good to hear that.
Barbara's all over it. We're now going to sing For All That Is Our Life, number 128. In our gray hymnal, please rise in body or spirit. Thank you. Please be seated. Now I believe Nancy will come up and we have a special presentation. Nancy and Jean, thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Nancy DeLaura. My pronouns are she, hers. This is an S day. I say that to help me remember. It's a very special day. It is a very sad day. And it's the start of a new adventure. And if I had known that we were singing, or the chamber choir was singing about a yellow taxi, we would have arranged for one to come and pick up our special guest today, our honoree, and whisk her away. We're here today to honor Carol Pranchke, who's been with us for 15 years. Yes, I think we need some applause.
She brought her own Kleenex.
Yeah. Thinking ahead. So for those of you who have been here for 15 years plus, you've probably all, in your own way, had an opportunity to work with this remarkable woman. And for those of you who are new to the congregation, just trust us when we say how fortunate we've been to have Carol with us these past 15 years. So, Carol, we have a memories book for you. Many of us have contributed to it. Others have provided cards. Some provided cards at the party, not this past Friday, but the Friday before, and we have some cards that have come in today. But please come forward and accept this on our behalf.
Just looking at Carol, you will not believe the value, the joy, the things that make up her, who she is. To begin with, she's extremely creative. She's also very kind. If she has to tell you something that might not sit well, she has a unique way of saying it with kindness and with love. And she is so open to new ideas. She's a reader. She's a storyteller. She's just lots of things. And I'm going to stop there. But thank you, Carol, for 15 years.
What beautiful music this morning, right? Can we do a round for the chamber choir right now? For Barbara, for Tad. Gosh, you all look so beautiful to me. Every single face. They've been gracious enough to give me a few moments. And here's what I'd like to say. Church life can be pretty messy. Thank God for blessing the mess. And we are all imperfect. And thank you to the goddesses for blessing our imperfections. And we are all so human. And may the humanity in each one of us bless the humanity in everyone we meet. Now, I would normally tell a story, but instead today I am going to invite you to a very special event in the spring. Win Montgomery is holding Tunes and Tales, and he has asked me to tell stories, and I have said yes, and I invite you to buy a ticket and come and support the fellowship and give them your money. There'll be some good stories. I want to say that the 15 years has not always been easy. It's a different life being a member of staff than being a member of the congregation. And there have been challenges. And at so many points, people have stepped up to help me. Sometimes they shared their talent or their knowledge. And sometimes they said, you know what? I don't really know how to solve this any more than you do, but let's work together. 15 years ago, when I interviewed here, I asked, tell me, what are the people like in this congregation? And I was told that you are phenomenal. And I thought to myself, and I remember this very clearly, how much I wanted to work with phenomenal people. And that has been true. And I wondered to myself over those years, well, how do they do it? Well, you can use any word you like from your UU value sheet, your page, your list of values, but I'm going to call it goodness. I see that the goodness rebounds from the walls. It's in the music. It's in the posters on the walls. And it's in how I've seen you treat each other and treat me all these years. The goodness just rings out. And in fact, in that last song, For All That Is Your Life, it talked about bringing good into the world. So whether you're bringing good into your life by being here, maybe this is the place you need to be, or maybe you can extend that goodness to the people around you and on Zoom, or maybe you're able to bring it out into the larger community. All I see is your goodness. Keep it up. Be good to each other. Offer your help and accept it when you can. There is a new admin starting. His name is Sam Henderson. We only had a handful of hours to really share. So he has a lot of good background in being an administrator at a UU church, and he has a lot of good innate skill and talent. Share your goodness with him. I know you're going to like him. That's an order, by the way. You are going to like him. We also have he's a contractor, by the way, and we also have a contract accountant named Michelle Kilpack working in the office. She prefers to keep a low profile, but when you do meet her, please share your goodness with her also. And Ari Atarka is now our longest time employee at the fellowship. And they have been working in the office in addition to children and youth programming. They come in and work a few hours every week, helping out with deposits and recording what comes in. And they're doing a wonderful job. Please honor them for their time here and share your goodness with them. There's one more person I'd like to mention, and that is Sue Hankins, our beloved bookkeeper who is currently facing a serious medical challenge. She hopes to come back, and the leadership here is giving her the grace of saying, let us know when you can come back. We don't know what the future holds, but what a gift to give someone facing the challenges that she is. So thank you for that. And thank you for being you. I have so much to be grateful for. My time here is, well, today, my minutes here are done, but I'm grateful to each of you for being you, for sharing with me, and I do hope that our paths cross in the future, and I wish you many moments of phenomenal goodness in your own lives in the years to come. Thank you so very much.
What do we do now? Please rise in body or spirit and join us in our chalice extinguishment. We extinguish this chalice, but not the warmth of love, the light of truth, nor the energy of action. These we carry in our hearts until we meet again. Now I'd invite you to join hands, link elbows, energetically connect with those around you for our closing benediction. This is a poem called Bound by Impermanence by Kyle Johnson. Mystery of the universe, ground of our very being, truly it is said that you make the sun rise and the life-giving rains fall on both the just and the unjust, and in that way yours is an abounding grace, and we give our thanks. But it is also true that none of us are ever really spared, neither the just nor the unjust. For try as we might, we are still all subject to the challenges of pain, death, and separation, to the inherent impermanence of our material existence. And yet, the fact that no one is spared suggests that neither are we ever truly alone, since we all partake in this ephemeral reality. So, May the fact of our shared human condition foster empathy, compassion, and mutual loving support. And may the transient and ephemeral nature of life compel us to savor every moment, while also reminding us, particularly in our most trying times, that this too shall pass. May it be so. Amen. And Larry Sherwood, we welcome you forward for our announcements.
So, my name's Larry Sherwood, and I'm the vice president of the board, and I use he, him pronouns. Carol already announced that we have hired Sam Henderson as our new temporary office manager. Sam's in-office hours are 10:30 in the morning to 6 at night on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, and he works the same hours remotely on Mondays. So if you're in the building, stop and introduce yourself. For visitors and prospective members, the Inquirer series highlights a key BVUUF group after most Sunday services. This week, the topic is the Caring Council. So grab a cup of coffee in the fellowship hall and then join the small group in the back of the sanctuary at 11:30 a.m. and will end by 12:15. We invite you to stay and enjoy the closing music or to exit quietly and enjoy conversation in fellowship hall. Thank you.